There's a lost art of keeping secrets.
Okay, YouTube is here.
All right, everybody's here. Hey guys, it is John here at the Acoustic Shop, NAMM 2024. This is oh boy, that's going to be great. All right, this is going to be a great one. We're here with my good buddy, Amy Laddie, at the Deering booth. Like I said, NAMM 2024. It's actually a bustling show already this year.
I feel like it's day 4, and it's only day 1.25.
1.25.
Somewhere in there. I can't keep track. Yeah.
It is. I can't wait to actually go out and get me a nice zebra cake. I think that would be really helpful.
What is a zebra cake?
So, zebra cakes has actually become a major thing in our shop. Jason's a big fan. It's this like Little Debbie cupcake kind of thing.
And what's the ingredients in a zebra cake?
I don't know, but it's not healthy. I'm gonna tell you that much. I'm gonna tell you there's going to be a lot of chemical compounds in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that frosting is more like clay than anything.
We're going stripy all the way, right?
It's striped. It's white.
Okay.
Black stripes on there. Zebra cakes. Jason's personal favorite. Everybody knows zebra cakes is the way to go. So this.
Well, when I come out, we'll do some zebra cake baking.
I think Jason actually has made them actually send them to him as a regular basis right now. He's such a big fan.
Excellent.
He's got a subscription. Anyway, we're talking about banjos is what we're here to talk about. So anyway, Jamie, what is new? There's a few things that are new. There's some things that are coming out. And where do we want to start?
Well, let's start with the thing that's coming out the soonest, which is the Artisan Good Time 6-string. We haven't had this before. So a lot of people playing 6-string, but again, we wanted to give it the Artisan overview. So powerful fingerboard, really nice block inlays, resonator. There's an option for a Banjo pickup version of that as well.
That'd be good.
Around. And this is going to be shipping probably in the next few weeks. Something like that. So
very, very good. This is going to be, I think, a great option for those who have been looking at the blonde. We sold quite a few of those, the standard one, but now as an artisan, that'll be great. By the way, we do have Janelle here. Jason's running camera again. Janelle's here. She's monitoring your comments. She's already got a question already.
Doesn't Deering sell frog pick pouches?
Yeah, do we sell frog pick patches?
Yes.
We do.
They do.
Do you want to hear the story? Why we sell those?
I'll tell you one thing. We've got one at the shop, and the thing scares the fire out of me all the time. It is ugly.
I have another customer that ordered 3 and put them on people's desks in the office.
We do hide it around.
Well, the frog is actually a toad. It's the cane toad from Australia. I love Australia. Some of our favorite people in Australia, but they do have a habit of trying to find a solution to an environmental problem by introducing another environmental problem, and the cane toad was one of them. They introduced it to help crops, basically, and kill the bugs that were destroying the crops, but then the toads became a pain. They became a pest of themselves, and there's documentaries about it. And so there's a gentleman that Greg met on his 2008 tour to Australia who makes little pouches, and I think Greg took a bit of a liking to them, and they've just been a staple of ever since. And we
I still don't think it's
you either love it or you hate it.
I still don't need one.
They're always the first thing you sell at festivals. They go instantly. Yeah.
What's your other question, Janelle?
Another question: does Deering do a tenor banjo?
Deering does do tenor banjos. We've got a few tenor banjos.
I tell you what, we do tenors all day long. Every single Good Time is available in a 19 and a 17 fret tenor, and most of them are available as a plectrum, 4-string as well. And then in the upper line, the Sierra, the Eagle, the Calico, and Maple Blossom. And a couple of the Vegas can be done in 19 fret tenors also. So yes, and of course we can customize a lot of that stuff. So tenors all day long. Irish tuning, standard tuning, depending on what you're into. Yeah, that is one thing I will say for this year. Haven't got anything going yet, but it is probably later in the year we are going to bring out a newer, much more dedicated tenor model. 19 fret.
There you go. You heard it first here.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
Good questions.
Right. Let's hit another one before we get our next set of questions.
I'm going to leave the most exciting one till last.
Good. Well, you should be excited about this. This series was kind of your pet. This banjo, yeah.
The Vintage Star that came out a couple of years ago now. It was maple. It was walnut stained. We had a limited one-off piece last year that we brought to the show in cherry, and it was a hit. And we had a hide head on it. It was really, really cool. But everyone loved the cherry. So we have decided to release the Vintage Star with a cherry rim and a cherry neck. And I love it. It sounds really, really nice.
I can see the warmth out of that. It should give you a little bit more of a depth to it.
A little more depth, a bit bolder sounding than the maple version. but just still soft enough for a clawhammer player. Really, really, really nice.
And we do have the, right now we have one of the standard maple ones in stock.
Yep.
It is available at the shop, and eventually we'll have one of these probably in here too, when they're available. So
these will be coming out here pretty soon. And probably the next few weeks I'll be sending you all the information.
I'm ready
Photos.
for it.
These are hot off the press for
Sounds
the show.
great.
Put that one back. Now, this guy.
I'm excited about this.
I'm excited about this. This is right now it says the Lotus Blossom. We have not named this yet. It is a more traditional aesthetic on a very, very popular White Lotus banjo, which, let me grab the original.
This is my favorite, by the way, lightweight instrument out there is the White Lotus in a banjo. It has the sound and power of a tone ring banjo, and yet is lightweight and very comfortable to play. So.
Very comfortable to play. This has been really, really popular, but not everyone loves the natural oak. I think it's beautiful. I really like it, but we wanted to make a more traditional version of it, and this is, I'm pretty sure, going to be the iteration, the final spec that it comes out. John gave his opinion.
I did.
Very strong on this one.
It's the one I want. So.
Got another question coming in. What is the quietest banjo for apartment dwellers and college students?
One with a mute.
I'd say one with no strings, probably.
Well, there's that too.
No.
I'll tell you, Deering does have a great banjo mute that I highly recommend. I would say to do that over getting a banjo that is super quiet, because the option here is you can really mute with that banjo mute. You can get it pretty darn quiet, very comfortable, easy to play. And then when you do want your banjo to project the way it should, just take that off. That's what I would recommend. Obviously, if you're really looking for something super quiet, there's a lot of ways to kind of put pads and stuff. Banjos by nature are not quiet.
They're just not quiet. We do a mute. We stock another one called Mike's Mute as well, which it's almost inaudible. It's kind of crazy. If you're at home, if you're a bluegrass guy, especially if you have a Sierra or something, and maybe you've got a good time banjo sitting around an open back and you want to just practice on, it's super easy to stuff something in the back of that as well and just kind of really deaden the sound and get it quieted down.
How does the banjo mute work?
Say again?
How does the banjo mute work?
How's the banjo mute? Do you have one here?
I don't, but I can.
So it is a brass little clip, and it actually just slides on the bridge.
Kind of like that.
We have those in stock at the shop. I believe they are on our website as well. I want to say they're right around $20, $30, somewhere in there. Honestly, it is probably one of the most efficient banjo mutes that I know, because it's so easy to use. It literally just slides on right here across that bridge, underneath the strings, like such, and it will mute that banjo probably about 70 to 80% of what its normal volume is.
It's good. It is good. And what it's doing is it's stopping the bridge from vibrating. It's stopping that transfer of energy from the strings through the bridge into the head. So it's just taking a lot of that energy away, like in its path, and stopping it from.
Absolutely.
What's the most expensive banjo that you have?
The most expensive banjo that you have, Jamie, you don't have a lot of your super crazy banjos, but what was the one that Greg built? That was the most expensive Deering banjo. Yeah.
The Banjosaurus was a one-off long neck banjo that we built for George Grove of the Kingston Trio, and the whole fingerboard is this mural of dinosaurs. It's a crazy piece. There's a few people who are interested in getting one, but we've only ever made one. Someone said, how much does it cost? And I think by the time we figured out the materials, but all the research and the labor and the time, it's about $60,000, something like that.
What was the one that was the video? You were on this video. Tell me, what was that banjo?
We don't need to talk about that.
You're not going to talk about that?
No, that was the Texas Sesquicentennial.
Okay.
And the reason I say that clearly, so I was on a show with 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz, that was right.
I flew to Texas to talk about our Texas Sesquicentennial on the show Most Expensivest. And it's basically a live take. There's no editing. It's just like, go for it. And the first thing I did was stumble over the word Sesquicentennial, so I'm very, very intentional on how I say that word. And so every now and again I'll get messages from people that I have never spoken to in years because they found it on, it's like, is this you? Way to go for mispronouncing that word.
Yeah, good for you. Well, he's British. He doesn't know how to speak English.
Also true.
Anyway, All right, what else do we want to cover in here that we're talking about? Oh, the new Pro Picks. Let's
yes.
talk about those.
So Pro Picks we've had since 2020. Very excited.
Sorry.
They've been, and this is more for the dealers, they've been getting them in these little boxes of 12. They're kind of a pain.
We changed that, by the way. We do set ours in bags.
I have seen it.
And that's probably what inspired you to do this.
Yes, all the way. Always an inspiration. So we took our top 10 SKUs on the Pro Pick line, including the Heritage and the Supertone picks, and we've packaged them up for a very easy package set, basically. So finger picks are going to come in pairs. Some picks are going to come singles, and you'll be able to find those at all your favorite stores.
Do you have any electric banjos?
Electric banjos. You guys carry a few different ones. You have the Banjo pickup, which is great, and that can be installed on any banjo. Are you guys still building the Crossfire?
We're not.
Okay.
And I shouldn't say this in live. Should I? Seems like an appropriate place to do it. I want to put out something new in that realm. That is, I think probably what you're talking about is an electric banjo that's set up.
A solid body.
You know.
A solid body,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to figure out, and I do want to do it.
Deering did make one years ago. It was called the Crossfire.
Yep.
It was a solid body. Had the horns, everything. It was pretty cool. Very innovative.
Beta Fleck played it for a long time with Flecktones, and he had a Roland kind of MIDI setup on it to run through all the effects.
And then there's the Banjo pickup that is now available on all of them. That is a really good pickup as well. Gives you a lot of electric opportunities that are beyond just an acoustic pickup.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
There you go.
Good.
The last thing that we were going to talk about a little bit is the the Deco Series, which looks great. We do have some of these in stock. The Deco is really, really cool. This is the Americana Deco, by the way. I don't think I do have this one. I love the peg head and appointments on the Deco Series. They just look great. You brought back the powder coat.
That's a big deal. So we had this thing. It seems very apparent that nickel is the traditional metal for banjo. What we found is that people don't tend to care so much, and so there's a lot of benefits to the powder coat that we mess with. So it's more durable. It's certainly less maintenance. It doesn't tarnish when you play. A lot of people have very acidic skin. It's going to tarnish a little easier, especially on the armrest. That's pretty much maintenance free. It's also completely hypoallergenic. It's not going to make any contact with you. So if you do deal with like a nickel allergy situation, that's the way to go. So,
and you can get this. It's going to be seeing more in the silver finish too. Correct. So
the original Good Times are still around. They're still nickel plated and all that kind of thing. But the Deco is kind of the thing. And I will say, just to circle back on the customer that asked about the tenor, we do have those coming out in a 19 fret tenor and a plectrum model also.
In the Americana.
Well, just the Deco.
Sorry, I said the wrong word.
That's okay. I forgive you. Yes.
Does Bela Fleck use one of your electric banjos?
Yes. When he's out with the Flecktones, with Victor Wooten and all those guys, he has a purple Crossfire that we made him. But it's like I say, it has a Roland kind of MIDI setup for the pickups.
Yes.
That's how he runs all of his electronics and gets what he gets. When he's not with the Flecktones, he plays vintage banjos predominantly. But he uses the Crossfire when he's out there.
There you go. Awesome. Well, there's a lot of stuff coming out. We will do more. We're going to be working more with Deering Banjos at the Acoustic Shop, releasing some stuff. We'll probably get that new version of the White Lotus that's not white anymore.
What would you call it?
The Dark Lotus.
Well, that's kind of where I went.
It didn't quite there. Yeah. All right. Black Lotus. Except it's not black.
No, it's not.
Should have went black. Oh my God! I just created a new model.
It's
the Black Lotus.
Exclusive for
that's a real flower, right? A black lotus.
Sure.
It's either that or it's some sort of superhero. Anyway.
Oh yes.
I love it. It's the Black Lotus. Anyway, a lot of stuff we're going to work together on. We'll have some great content coming out in the coming year, all the way through. I always love hanging out with Jamie. I love hanging out with the entire Deering team. We have really been pushing a lot more banjos. You'll see a lot more banjos in the shop. In fact, I'm going to be pushing this guy to make sure more of them make it our way.
We are making steps.
And
we are taking strides.
We're taking strides
to make sure that Acoustic Shop are near the top of that production schedule. So.
Again, and this has been more fun than just a whole box of zebra cakes, which is.
Wow, you did that twice.
I know.
That was awesome. Very well done. Zebra cakes are where it's at now. Jason's going to send me the recipe.
Oh, it's not a recipe. You got to buy this stuff. It's in pre-packaged.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, more zebra cakes is a guaranteed to have more preservatives than any other thing that you can shove in your mouth.
It sounds exactly
Anyway.
what you and I both need.
Yes.
Hey, what time did you wake up this morning?
I was up at 4 o'clock this morning.
And why were you doing that?
Because we played, we should probably say
Talk
that.
about this, come on.
We played the breakfast session this morning, had a 6 o'clock sound check. Sounded great at 6 o'clock. But we played with Jens Kruger, the Chapmans with Jens Kruger. We played for all of the folks, the attendees here. It was a fun time. I thought it was great.
I don't know how many people. They were all eating their breakfast at the
I
same
couldn't
time.
tell. There was bacon flying all over the place. Eggs were spit
Raucous.
on everybody.
Carnage. Bluegrass carnage. All over.
It was so gross.
All over the place. It was a nightmare.
It was a great time. Jens is an incredible player. Between Jeremy and Jens, the two fastest musicians I've ever played, and they just kept getting faster and faster. We played played yesterday as well, and I couldn't keep up.
Jens came back after you played yesterday and said, "Oh, they play really fast. I couldn't keep up with them."
He's literally a world record speed banjo player, right? I mean, I don't want to hear it.
I mean,
Anyway,
he's tired.
yeah, we're all getting older. Anyway, it has been a whole bunch of fun. You guys hit that like and subscribe button. Follow, because we're going to be hitting all kinds of stuff almost every hour. We will be live from the NAMM show floor doing all kinds of stuff. It's the 24 NAMM show. Guys, stick with us. We'll be doing even more. See you later.
Thanks, guys.
Adios. Banjos for everyone. So many zebra cakes and banjos. It'll be great.
Maybe we should do a zebra cake model. Like a